Londoner. I've lived in London all my life, and in fact, I've lived in 8 different parts of London in the last 20 years. And when you live in a big city, you don't really think of yourself as being part of a community anymore. I recently found out that the post office is closing 169 local post offices in London, and Dockhead Post Office, which is the one that I use, is on the list to be closed as well. I wanted to talk to the staff in my local post office, and although they were happy to speak to me, unfortunately their head office refused me permission to film or interview them. So I thought I'd go and talk to the people in the shops next door.
I think it's a very wrong decision, tell you the truth. I am the first one in this area against this decision, because I own a sandwich bar here, and so many people use both of them, and it's, when they go to the post office, and they directly come to us as well. And this is the only post office in this area. I'm really strictly against these decisions, and I'm trying to get the signature from my customers, and I do everything, whatever it takes to not to close the post office. If not, I will open another sandwich bar next to another post office.
I don't think it's just I can see both sides of the coin. I don't think it's a good idea, but I can see the other side of the coin, that there's a business decision to be made, and if they're making the millions of pounds losses every year, then they have to do something, especially with everybody emailing rather than sending, and they're going to start making losses. It's a really, really tough one.
Toasted white or brown?
We're just doing a short documentary on I live nearby and I use it.
Hello? Yes, sir. I think it's about profit, isn't it? But I don't think this post office loses any money, because it's a very busy post office. A lot of times I've seen them from the post office helping people to cross the road because they are old, to help them to cross the main road, to make sure they reach home safe. That's important, isn't it? You don't get that in the bank.
No, it's a very friendly, very friendly atmosphere with a post office, because a lot of post offices, they know people by Christian names.
They do, yeah, by Christian name, yes, of course they do, yes.
Yeah.
It's lovely, I mean, it's nice. Look at this lovely street. That's why people, they're confident to come here. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't get crime in the street. It's lovely.
And I just need to get some brush out for those.
Next, that one over there, Chef.
Oh, right.
That's it.
It will take us 2 seconds. Just...
This is a post office, and this is one of the oldest post offices in Dockhead since the 1960s. So why they want to close this? They closed 2 right around here. Once they close this area is crippled.
Well, we use it for change, for postage. We sometimes post out our monthly prescriptions there. We use it. I use it for
Stationery, envelopes. And
yeah, stationery. I use it for changing over sort of for foreign currency. Like the actual people who run the post office who are closing it say it's only something of a mile away. You try and get there if you're sort of on crutches and wheelchairs, etc. So it's really it's always busy. So I can't see why it doesn't make any money, but it's going to cause a great deal of hardship to the local population. There could be a movement of businesses moving out of the area due to a lack of sort of postal services.
you have a nice day. Thank you, love.
And do you use that post office regularly?
Yeah, ever since we lived there, over 50 years.
All right.
I don't know, would I have to take I'd have to do it at my end, I suppose, use my post office to do things for you. But then that takes away Mum's little bit of independence.
And do they know you in there?
Oh, go and ask them. She flirts with them every time.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thanks a lot.
It is a really good post office. They're good in there and they're friendly, which is nice with that type of thing.
Do you know them in there?
Yes, they always say hello. I mean, I don't know them personally, but yeah, no, they're a nice bunch of people. So.
Yeah, hi there. We're making a documentary on the closure of the post office, and we wondered if we could ask someone from Blimey whether they had any comments on it.
We don't have any comments.
So you don't have any you don't use the post office?
Yes, we do use it.
Because obviously it's possibly going to be closed very soon, and I just wondered how.
I know, but me personally, I don't like filming. And let me ask. Calm down one moment. Hello.
Yeah, hi there. We're making a documentary about the closure of the post office.
Oh, yeah?
I just wondered whether anyone from Sampson would be interested in making some comments about it.
I'm sure one of our secretaries might, so I'll see if they want to come down, okay?
Thank you.
The post office there is invaluable to not just our company but all the companies in the area, and indeed all the residents that live here as well. It's always busy. Sometimes you come down, they're queuing outside the door, so because we're fortunate enough I'm here, I can just go back up and I'll come back down again later. But we'd be absolutely lost without it.
I don't know why we can't go into my own post office and speak to the staff for security reasons. However, the local doctor saw us on the street filming and he's invited us to go and see him.
Many of our patients, particularly the elderly and the chronically sick, rely on it. It's a lifeline. We've been active in trying to do our bit with the petition, which patients have been signing in large numbers. We've been round there with important documents to get in, and the absolute cut-off point, it's a grey area, and it's lovely when it's like that. It's when you're in a big post office franchised to W.H. Smith, it ain't going to happen. I've got three guys who've come around and they're putting together a small film about the Dockhead post office, or the threat to it. And they're just wanting a few words from sort of people in the area about what it means having a local service. And I just wondered whether you would be happy to talk to them.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
700 people lost their lives here in Dockhead during the war, and these people built up the community, built up a great community spirit, and there's huge community bonding here among the older people, and the staff in the post office are part of that community network. And I think no amount of big premises with better facilities replaces a community spirit where people are treated as human beings and cared for.
The trouble, it means I've got to go direct debit. And the trouble is, we're strange to all these ways. But I don't know quite what I'll do. I feel that I just give up the ghost. And actually, anyone wishes that they would die.
I mean, London is a collection of villages once you get to know it, and often the staff in the post office, for example here, the family that run the post office here in Dockhead have run it for at least 10 years, 15 years, maybe even longer than that. They know lots of people by first name, there's a sense of familiarity. They're an important part of the fabric, because London can seem quite anonymous. And I think, again, for older people, there's that sense of knowing someone, and it's an important link.
A lot of the younger people in the sort of late teens and early 20s, when we asked them to use the post office, they went, no, we don't. Their parents have grown up with it, their grandparents have grown up with it and still use it, but there does seem to be a kind of generational divide that is occurring. This street is where the community comes to life, and these shops and services are a focal point for this community, where people meet and they bump into each other and they interact. Once they start closing down, then the community disappears.